Welcome to Healing from Social Media Part 1, Brainrot. Getting rid of brainrot means stepping into the light. Do you see what I did there? Consuming content has become so normalized that we don't realize what we're trading for it. If you've heard the saying, if it's free, you're the product. But what's the trade? A little bit of your time, a little bit of memory, a little bit of the person who used to be able to sit with an idea and finish it. You go to reach for a really good idea you had, but there's nothing there. And you thought you would remember it because it was so good. But you can't. There's only one obvious explanation to this, and you already know the name of it because the internet gave it to us as a joke. Brainrot. This modern world has a way of turning bad behaviors and habits into memes to decrease our load of responsibility, but doing so makes the effects of said bad habits that much heavier. And here's the proof right here. A team of researchers decided to figure out if brain rot was actually real, and this is how they tested it. They took a group of 57 people, split them in two, and had them consume the same 10 minutes of content. Both groups received the same words, the same information, the same facts. The only change was how it was delivered. Group A received a single uninterrupted 10-minute video, while Group B received the same content just edited in 7 short clips, still continuous. There were just breaks, little scene changes and hooks every minute or so. Sounds familiar because Group B was just watching short form content basically. It's what you do on a Tuesday night. It's what you do right before you go to bed on your lunch break. After each group got done watching, they hooked them up to machines that monitors brain activity, and this is what they found. The group that watched the one continuous video almost remembered most of it, almost 70%. The group that watched the short form clips, a third less, almost 40. Same information, same amount of time. The only difference is that it came in pieces. The short form group paid as much attention as the long form group did. Their brain just never got the opportunity to save the pieces. Every time they were receiving context and information, it was starting to build, it was ripped from under them, and you're off to the next video. Now look, if this brain rot stayed on the screen in the app, then I wouldn't even be making this video. It follows you in real life, and that's the problem. It's all the forgetful moments in your life. It's the name you're trying to recall. It's not being able to remember all the details from a conversation you had yesterday. And at one time for me as a creator, it was a story that I always said I wanted to make, but somehow I kept losing. But the thing is, your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. You've just unknowingly been working against it every single day. And in my opinion, this will stunt your growth as a creator. So in this video, I'd like to show you 3 things: how your memory actually works, how to stop fighting against it, and one method you can use to forcibly make your brain remember what you want it to remember. And the way your memory works is actually quite simple. Remember the time you walked into a room and said, "Why did I come in here?" Or when you got the most creative idea ever, but forgot what it was? That's because your brain is really good at 2 things: keeping you alive and making you forget things. It's aware of its limits, and if you're an adult with responsibilities, not just a storyteller or content creator, you've been made aware of those limits. So you went and picked some of these up. There's no way we can retain all the information that hits us, so your brain will sift through all the data you consume, mostly when you're asleep, and decides what to keep and what to trash. If you find yourself forgetting important things, brother, sister, it's not your brain's fault. It's probably yours. Without knowing, you could easily be working against your brain every single day. But once you know what your brain is looking for and how the decisions are being made, then you can start working in tandem with it. I did enough research to dumb it down to just this. Your brain will discard 50 to 75% of new information if not reinforced with good reason. To remember anything at all, it either has to be emotional enough, rewarding enough, or frequent enough. If you were being attacked and someone saved your life, you would probably remember that person for the rest of your life. That was emotional enough. When you go to work, you get your paycheck, right? It keeps you alive, maybe even feeds your family. You never forget you have work. It's rewarding enough. And after working at that job for a while, you no longer need Google Maps to make it there. That is frequent enough. Simple, right? Wrong. This very efficient system gets thrown out of whack the moment you add in, everything about the modern world. The internet is simply information overload. It just is. That quick fire consumption counts as an event or a fact that you didn't fully engage in. That remembering loop has to be completed. If not, it appears as insignificant to your brain. Well, that makes it sound like your brain would stick to one side, and it would if social media didn't involve your emotions, which is one of the things your brain wants to remember. More specifically, any emotional information that is attached to your identity as a person or what makes you feel understood or safe. So in the middle of trying to hold on to that, you swipe to the next video, which is less important than the last. Nothing emotional, just some random orange cat video. And after a while, your brain won't be able to commit to converting short-term memories into long-term ones. And no, it doesn't just stop when you leave social media. Imagine it's your first time at a coffee shop and the barista tells you their name. You come in 2 weeks later and you don't remember what their name was. No offense to this imaginary barista, but if there was no deeper conversation than that, Yeah, there's no reason to remember their name. Or should I say there's no reason for my brain to remember your name. You know how much trouble I'd be in if I forgot my girlfriend's name? If I had one. Point is, now that you know how your brain decides what's unimportant in the habits and behavior that sends your brain into a limbo, you can adjust. Contrary to popular belief, humans are still superior to AI. We have true independent reasoning. We have the ability to think original thoughts, even though some of us don't use it. But above all else, we can turn our ideas that come from up here into a near tangible form, and that transfer of energy should be appreciated. You shouldn't be so easily separated from it. Do not make light of your memory. It's very important. I'm sure people diagnosed with dementia can attest to that. So as a person, definitely, but certainly as a content creator, I'm not saying delete all your social media, but regulate your consumption. And at the very least, create more than you consume.